How will our party fare when diving straight into the heart of organized crime in the city of Takar? Has Elliston Weathers gotten in with a bad crowd, or is something more mysterious at play? Find out next on The Adventurers Guild. On the continent of Volanta, in the city of Takar, there is a place where heroes are forged, where legends are built one story at a time. What you do with this opportunity is in your hands, and the hands of fate. The Adventurers Guild. Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Adventurers Guild. We are so happy to have you joining us this evening. We are on the second episode of this particular mission, but don't worry, we're going to catch you up with everything that's happened so far. Before we begin, I just want to say a quick hello to our players. So, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you believe a week has already gone by? It feels
fucking crazy.
like we were just here in the seats,
Yep.
and now we're already on episode 2. I feel like tonight's the night we get a sponsor. I feel it in my bones. Someone's gonna see us
It's
doing
been
this.
long enough. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We gotta talk about Luke, right?
Right? I mean, hey, fucking Wormwood.
Wormwood.
You guys are watching.
Wormwood
you guys are watching.
Gaming.
You know,
I already got your stuff.
We have put in our dues with one whole episode.
Oh, for sure.
And
It's time. It's time.
Yeah, it's time now. There's no stopping us now. That's my thought. All right, let's get into it. To recap, our party has been assigned by the Adventurers Guild to investigate the disappearance of a local businessman named Elliston Weathers. Weathers runs an incredibly successful fishing corporation called EW Fishing Industries. His ethics might be shoddy, but his profits are not. The party talked with Elliston's son Edmund, who seemed to have some secrets, but genuinely does not know what happened to his father. Mudpack and Ariel interrogated a very talkative fish, while Zardon, Hason, and Crickstump went to check out Elliston's house. The house had been absolutely ransacked, and though the furniture was gone, they were able to find Elliston's journal, which contained his schedule for that day. This has led them first to a bar called the Iron Pig, which acts as a front for a criminal organization known as the Underground. So, as we are approaching the Iron Pig, let's kind of go over. We had talked about going in pairs somehow.
Right.
Let's figure that out.
Well, I defer to Skamos. He seems to know the most about this situation and places like this. And I would also, I don't know if Hasan still has the notebook, but we should definitely show that to the rest of
I gave it to him last
Never mind.
session.
Awesome.
Yeah, everybody's been made aware of what's in the book.
Cool.
And to remind everybody, the first place that was on his schedule besides work was Dustev at the Iron Pig, and then there is S&S Travel ? Which is the second place that was on his schedule. So I know Skamos wanted to go to the Iron Pig first. Were you wanting to go with someone?
No, Skamos would like to go alone into the Iron Pig by himself.
Would
Okay.
you tell us anything that we should be doing? I'm deferring to you because you know this area.
Now is the time to make a plan, because once you go in there, Skamos,
Please.
there's no communication.
Let's see here. So these guys are no joke. If we slip up, we're gonna die. So try not to be. Let me do what I do, and hopefully get some contacts. If you do anything, just silently observe. I recommend not asking any questions if you personally have no experience with the criminal underground. I would say just be patrons, because Skamos knows it is just a bar, right?
More or less, yes.
Okay, so people showing up in there is not like weird in the first place.
Well, it's not
Pretty ragtag.
There are a lot of. Go ahead and make a history check.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
First roll of the night.
No pressure.
That is a 15.
Okay. So yes, it is a bar. There are a lot of bars in the city, a lot of restaurants in the city. No one's just going to accidentally wander into the Iron Pig.
Got it.
I would ask Skamos, is it even a good idea that we all go in? I mean, we could find something else to do. I'm not sure.
This
what
is a
the
good
purpose
point. There is SNS. We could ask around about SNS, see if that has any intel as well. I would like at least a minimal amount of backup in case I slip up on something. So if a pair of you would go in shortly after I go in, and find a decent enough story for why you'd be there. It's not the most common place to be in town, but it is a bar. And if you're there, you're probably getting a drink, but also wanting to talk some kind of business. I just would say probably don't ask questions about Mr. Weathers, but just if you're gonna do something, just try and kind of walk a path of asking about crime in general.
I do not think I should do that.
Yeah.
I smile and
Same.
let someone else do that.
I would volunteer myself to go in there with you. Not with you, but behind you,
No, of course.
as your backup.
Yeah, sounds good.
I feel like I could make my way around this place pretty well. But does anyone have an inkling to be my tag along?
I wouldn't mind if the druids stuck together.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Mudpack, you want to go in with me? Say we'll give him 5.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Aria looks relieved.
Is there something about the name SNS Travel? Because I was able to make the connection to the underground. Was there something Skamos could connect to SNS when that was on his book as well?
No, it's not something that immediately rings a bell. There is.
If I had an idea, I could shoot the rest of the team.
Right.
That.
Yeah, there is. So the Iron Pig, you knew where it was. SNS Travel ? Did have a set of crossroads with it, kind of some general directions to the place.
That also had a time, right? I think that said 6 p.m.
It did.
Question mark?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe the rest of us can go to those crossroads and just
Yeah.
see what's over there.
Sounds good.
Let the party.
All right.
Again, yay!
We are
Just,
8 minutes in
every-
and splitting the party.
Already splitting it. Yep. I mean,
Just,
2 episodes, both split.
As we're talking about the crossroads, Skamos will remark about just don't make any deals with people. They tend not to go the way you want them to.
That sounds awfully cryptic, Scott.
Yeah, very ominous.
All right,
It's true,
you
though.
know.
So, just so I can confirm, we've got Skamos going in first, and then after about 5 minutes, we've got Crickstump and Mudpack going into the Iron Pig, and
That is correct.
and everyone else is headed to check out this other lead.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start at the Iron Pig. Skamos, you head into the bar. The Iron Pig is just filled with smoke. The customers are smoking. There's also smoke coming from this huge pig-shaped grill and smoker that's in the back, which is the bar's namesake. Go ahead and make a perception check as you walk in.
Okay. Oof, that is a natural 1.
Oh. Fantastic. All right.
Jumping over to the other party.
You know what? I'm just going to keep that one in my back pocket for now. You know that you walk in, there's a number of dwarves around. You'd say the clientele is like mostly dwarves. There are a couple orcs at one table and like 3 dragonborn at the bar.
Okay. Skamos is gonna go to the bar and order a drink. And he'll kind of just kind of like nod towards the dragonborn, just be like, "What afternoon? Right? Is it afternoon?"
It is afternoon.
Be like, "Afternoon."
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
All right.
Take that.
No, those are the wild magic dice.
We don't take kindly to manners.
That is a 22.
Okay.
20, yeah.
You get a nod back in a afternoon. A female halfling comes up to you. She's running the bar at the moment. And she says, "Hello. What will you be having?" We've got sausages and chicken going on the smoker. Are you looking for a drink or what's your fancy?
I could do a sausage. I'll do sausage and a dark ale.
All right. That'll be 5 silver altogether.
Okay.
She takes your 5. I assume you have 5 silver.
Yes.
Okay.
I
She takes your 5 silver, and the smell that comes out of the smoker as the door gets open is pretty intoxicating. It's there's a heavy smoked meat smell coming out of there. A lot of different kinds of meats, but it's good. You get a pretty big sausage on a plate and a dark ale that comes up after a couple minutes. This thing smells really good. I'll say that.
All right. Skamos will go ahead and dig in, and he. I think he's not done business directly with the underground, but I think he's definitely done business with their, like the direct leadership of the underground. So, so he's probably just done business that is connected to the underground.
Mm-hmm.
And so he will kind of he'll just kind of like gauge the room again, make sure vibe check the room, make sure his presence has not somehow been problematic.
Okay, vibe check. Go ahead and roll a perception check and an insight check, both at disadvantage.
Marvelous.
There's that one.
For any potential advertisers, vibe check would make a great T-shirt.
Oh yeah. Just take notes. That's all.
Yeah, I'll take that.
So someone has to have trademarked vibe check by now. I can't.
Well,
assume,
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I can't
That's a
assume
good
that
point.
we'd be in the clear for that.
Good thought though.
All right, 19 on the perception.
With disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
But a 4 on the insight.
Okay. So what you see around you is that you might have been noticed as you came in, but you don't see anybody directly looking your way right now.
Okay.
Are you wanting to make headway with someone? Are you wanting to, what's your plan?
Oh yeah, plan. Well, he's hoping to get, an inkling on the. Well, obviously, he's trying to find out if Weathers is fucked up in a deal with the underground.
Mhm.
But so I mean, I guess his intention is to, at least get into a relatively cordial conversation with one of the dwarves, probably, in relation to the underground, to see if he can make some headway in a conversation, and then get some intel. For what it's worth, his perspective on this is not to try and deceive the dwarves at all. He wants to just find out, did this deal get made up, because Skamos has been part of the business enough that if the guy tried to pull a fast one on the underground, then he deserved to die. So, because that was his choice to make, and it backfired, as it would, because you don't fuck with the underground.
Okay.
So he's not trying to deceive the underground. He's trying to just get the real answer on it and just kind of be able to level with them on a mutual agreement of the fact.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a. I'm gonna, in finding someone to approach and then approaching them. Go ahead and roll a perception check and then a persuasion check.
Okay. Perception is a 24.
Okay.
24. Oh, perception. Sorry. Perception is a dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then a persuasion.
And persuasion, yeah.
Persuasion is 14. 13.
Okay. So you head over to. It's a table that's for 4, but there's only 2 dwarves sitting at it. So you head over there and begin broaching the topic, trying to make some headway in figuring out what's going on here. We will cut to the rest of the party. You have left the manor district into Car, and you are headed kind of through the roads, making your way over to the market district, which is where these crossroads will lead you. It's a decent walk. It takes a little bit to get there. As
we're walking, I just wanted to ask everybody in the group: do we want to just head on in there? Do we want to be discreet? Send someone ahead to see if there's anyone there setting a trap of some kind? I'm just paranoid. I don't know. You're muted, Hasan.
Paul, I want to clarify the meeting spot. I thought it was like literally outside at a crossroads. Is that not true? Is it a building? Is this a place?
All that's written down there is S&S travel, 6 p.m., and then a set of crossroads.
Okay.
Sorry.
Then
So you
I
don't
wouldn't
know for
understand. Okay. Then I don't understand Zardon's question about being discreet, because we're just like walking right now. So
we're in the middle. It's shady underground stuff. So I don't know. We might see some people that are on that crossroad waiting for whoever's supposed to be there. I don't know.
Well, that's not going to happen because it's not 6. Like the meeting time's already
that's a good point.
passed, right,
That's a good
Paul?
point.
This was like 6 p.m.
6
a couple
p.m.
days ago, right?
3 days ago, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I misunderstood. Never mind. Yeah.
So we're just. I guess we're just gonna get to the crossroads first, and
See
then
what we
see
see.
what's around, and then decide what we're gonna do.
All right.
If that works.
So you make your way over to the. So it's basically like a main road, and then it's kind of off that main road and back some alleys. It's not like a super accessible prime location, but as you approach the getting close to the cross section, this is obvious enough that it's not going to require a perception check in anybody's account. You find a building right at that crossroads. It's a pretty small, kind of ordinary looking building, kind of directly in the middle of the market district. And there's a sign above the door that says Sun and Surf Travel.
Yep.
I walk inside the building.
Okay.
I go.
Okay.
I
You
don't
just-
knock. I don't look. I just.
You just
Does
heading
it look
straight
like
in.
it's? Does it look,
I mean,
okay.
I'm trying to. I did this last time. This is just what he does. He just, goes into
Ariel
it's a business.
follows.
You just walk in a business.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
So Hason's headed right in. Ariel's
Ariel's
headed
close
right
behind.
in. That leaves Alara, Alara and Zardon. What are you doing?
Well, first of all, does the place look open?
You're not sure until Hason just opens the door. And then you see that Hason walks in,
Yeah,
and it
okay.
looks pretty open.
So then okay. Then I just say, oh, okay, sure, and I'll just walk in.
Okay.
What's it look like inside?
I want to know what Alara is thinking. Are you wanting to hang out outside? Are you wanting to go in with everybody else?
I want to take one sweep of the crossroads where we're at, see if I see anything first.
Okay. Alara, go ahead and roll perception for me.
Okay. It's terrible. 6.
So you are taking notes, kind of making a sketch of the street. It looks like nobody's swept this street in a while. Like, there's just litter all over the street. It's really a shame. Kind of brings down the value of everything in the area if people just don't pick up their trash.
Error.
So that's what you make note of.
Yes, I do. Okay. Then she will go in.
Okay. So you all walk in, Alara, just a couple minutes behind. And what you see inside is there are a number of chairs and benches around. There's a desk in one corner, and all over the walls are maps and paintings of really idyllic locations. And behind the desk is a very friendly, warm-looking human male. He's dressed kind of simply. He's got pretty bright red hair and a big mustache. And as you walk in, he gives you a big wave. Oh, good day, folks. Welcome to Sun and Surf. What can I do for you? Looking to take a trip? Maybe getting out for the day?
Well, this is such a lovely little shop you have here. Travel. What sort of place is this? You send people on vacations or something?
Oh yeah, holiday hotspot. You know, people come in here. We help send them somewhere nice, get some sun, maybe see the world a bit. We got ships we contract with and locations people can go. We try to be just an all-in-one stop. You know.
Yeah, well, I have a question for you. What's sort of the most popular place people like to go to? Do you have one that sort of stands out more than others?
Well, it really depends what people are wanting. You know, some people, they want to get away and they want to go someplace where they bundle up and get away from the snow and kind of look at the pretty things. Some people want to sit on the beach with a drink in a hand and just do nothing, you know? So it really varies by customer. We do have our own resort that we send people to, you know, if they bundle the whole thing, get a deal.
Love a good deal.
Isle de Taza is kind of our own place where people can get a good deal on a whole package.
Well, here's another question. Let's see. You know, because I'm trying to decide what we might be interested in. What's some place somebody in like the last few days picked to go to? You know. Just.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. Uh, 19.
Okay. he says, well, whenever winter comes in, people want to go to the islands. That's always a sure bet.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. You see, we had a friend, and we think he might have taken a trip through you recently. And you know what? He was supposed to tell us where he was going so that we could follow just a few days later and catch up with him. And he did not tell us. Can you believe that? Absolutely the rudest thing ever.
Oh,
so I was
bugger.
hoping maybe you could let us know where it was that he went. If you keep a record of names and such, in your bookkeeping.
Yeah, no, I hear it. See, here's the deal. I'd like to help you out. I really would. The company's real uptight about customer information. People want to keep their privacy. Kind of folks walking up off the street can't really just share my information with just anybody. Certainly you wouldn't want people doing that for you.
Paul, is there anybody else in the shop?
There's not. He is the only person in this room.
Like that he's not wanting to share that information with me, so I'm going to. Is this a counter or a
It's a
desk
desk.
or anything? I'm gonna lean over it and give him my best little cutesy look. and
It
be
is.
like,
It is like it's a standard desk. So that's a pretty far lean, I should say.
That's okay. I, stick my butt up a little. I got a good butt, so we're just gonna show it all off and be like, "That's really disappointing that you can't help us out. Are you sure there's nothing you can do about it? I promise I won't tell anyone that you helped us."
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Are there like shelves in here that cut off vision between him and me, possibly, for like a split second?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Plus
Can I as well? Ariel is gonna kind of survey a way she can maybe distract this man for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go
So
ahead.
that's plus. That's like a 30 somewhere in there. You got 18 plus 7 plus another 4 from the D4.
15.
Oh, 29. Sorry, math.
Ariel, you don't really see much. Zardon, this is a pretty much an open room.
Gotcha.
The best you could figure is maybe you could turn your back to him or something in a chair that's facing away.
Yeah.
There's not much in here to hide behind.
I'm trying to discreetly cast a spell. I was gonna cast Detect Thoughts, just to be able to see what his surface thoughts are while we're talking to him about this kind of stuff. But
yeah.
If I can't really.
You can give it a shot, but it's going to be difficult
Yeah.
to not be out in the open with it.
Right.
And Hasan, what was that persuasion check?
Sorry. It's a 15, and if that doesn't seem to do anything, I also would like to try casting a spell if I can.
Okay.
Sorry. I know, but we're just all in,
Just all going
Might as
for
well.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not sure what it is about your charms that isn't really cutting through his shell. He does not take the bait. Just shakes his head and says, "Oh gosh, I really love to help you folks, but gotta keep my job and all that."
I try casting my spell now,
Sure.
please.
What would you like to?
My goal is I would like to cast Suggestion on him, and just essentially, if it works, say, "Show me your ledger," or like, why don't you show me your whatever you keep track of people in and out on. That's what I would like to see. And
Okay.
It says as long as it's like a non-violent, like it's not harming them in any way, they
Yeah.
can't say no.
That is very true.
It's a wisdom save.
Okay, so you are. This is not a subtle thing.
God no.
So it's got a it's got a
Subtle.
verbal component, which means you're kind of saying it right to him. So what is it that you say?
like essentially, yeah. Like, why don't you show me your ledger of? I don't know what to call it. Like Lauren doesn't know what to call it, but like like probably a book that they write down all the people who like leave on trips and come back and stuff. That's what I want to see. So I say, show me that.
Okay.
Show me this, please.
So he is going to make a wisdom save.
Yeah.
And what is the DC for that?
It's 13.
Okay.
13. I hope.
He rolled a 1.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
That's the good kind of one. That's the one we want.
So now that you've done that, be as specific as you can in terms of what you are suggesting him to do so that I can really fulfill that.
Ah! What? I'm sorry. Please show me the ledger of those who have taken trips in the last week, please.
Okay. All right. Let me double check the spell here.
You're making this really hard on me, Paul.
I
Come
know,
on,
I
throw
know.
me a bone. Throw me a bone. Oh, sorry.
Got it. So, he takes out the ledger, and there is a small ledger, and he hands it to you.
Oh.
I open it and look through it.
I was really hoping you'd
Wait,
just be like,
wait. How long does this last?
We run away with it.
Up to 8 hours. Okay, so I should be fine. There shouldn't be any reason he'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" all of a sudden. So,
Go ahead.
Open it.
Go ahead and make a wisdom check for me, Hasan.
oh boy.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Not my best stat, but it's fine.
I know. That's why I'm asking for it.
It's a 3.
Yeah, seems good to you.
Stop! It's okay. I waste no time. I open that. I'm trying to read it as fast as possible. I'm trying to look for an Ellison Weathers on there or something that was 3 days ago.
All right. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me to see how quickly you can pick up information inside this ledger.
And I'd say... Go ahead, Ariel.
All right. Is anybody next to Hasan and can also look through it at the same time? And
Yeah, can I?
Alara, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
And
I
with this
hope you
distraction,
rolled
I was going to
good.
cast Detect Thoughts just to have it up now.
Okay.
Just surface thoughts on him.
Sure.
You said intelligence?
Yeah.
14.
All right. And Hasan, what'd you roll for?
8.
8. Okay. So, here's the sequence of events.
Yeah.
God, I'm so scared.
Suggestion does last up to 8 hours. However, it ends as soon as the action requested is done.
Crap! We're gonna run away with this book. We are stealing
So,
it.
like, as soon as he hands it over, the spell is done. It doesn't just persist beyond that.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
So, Zardon, you cast your spell, your Detect Thoughts, and you catch the surface thoughts. And it's blank for a second, and then you pick up like a quick staticky, like, oh, bloody hell. And with that, we will cut back to the
Son of
Iron
a fuck.
Pig. So, at the Iron Pig, you definitely feel like you're gaining some headway, Skamos. It's you sat down with these dwarves. One of them looks up and says, "You're wanting to sit, yes?"
Yes, if that's all right with you.
Sure, that is open seats. I feel like I might have seen your face before. Have you been around these parts?
Yeah. I've been around a couple months, and yeah, I've done some work around here on the docks too.
Oh,
So.
all right. It's good to. What's your name?
Skamos.
I'm Yustev. Nice to meet you.
Who is it?
Yustev.
Yustev. Okay.
What's up? What's going on?
Oh, I'm just back in town, and I'm just I was trying to find somebody who seems to have potentially rubbed you guys the wrong way recently.
I mean, I'm usually a pretty friendly guy. I'm not sure who would be rubbing me the wrong way.
So you just want to go for it? Yeah, why not? Yeah, well, I've heard the possibility that maybe an Elston Weathers may have rubbed you guys the wrong way.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
How long is it?
You are about a minute from coming in.
Got it. Fuck.
So Paul, real quick.
Yeah.
Does Tides of Chaos only work in combat or not?
I think it's fair to say no.
Okay. I want to use that on this
Okay.
to give advantage.
All right. So you can feel yourself starting to mess this up, and you dive deep into this well of chaos inside of you to try to give yourself an edge.
That is a 14.
Okay. And go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
14.
Okay. He says, perhaps this is a name I have heard of. What would have made you think that he's rubbed someone the wrong way? Is something he's done?
Well, a couple of days ago, he went missing. And the last place that he was said to be was in the vicinity of here. And his place is pretty ransacked, so.
That is unfortunate for him. You said this is a friend of yours?
Not particularly. More of a just. I was asked to find out where he is.
Asked. I mean, if you don't mind me, asking a question, since you're asking so many questions too. Who has asked you to check up on his whereabouts?
The shareholders for his company. They are wondering where their, bigwig's been for the last 3 days, so.
I'm going to have you roll a deception check for this. It's a lie
Okay.
by omission, and because it's not a total lie, I'm going to set the DC a little higher than I might otherwise. So let me roll to see what his insight would be. So the DC for this is only going to be a 10.
Okay. Fuck. That's an 8. Wow.
Okay.
omission. I'm not lying to his face.
He leans back in his chair and he says, "If only we should all be so lucky that should we go missing, that a bunch of shareholders will be sending out search parties for us." But seriously, I mean, surely there is more to the story, yes? And at that moment, Crickstump and Mudpack, your 5 minutes has elapsed, and you both walk in the door. You see the same sight, super smoky. It's kind of hard to see. There's so much smoke in the air. But it smells like good food. There's conversations happening. Both of you go ahead and roll a perception check.
Aye.
That's 11.
That's a 1.
Oh my
Oh my god.
What is up with walking in this bar?
That has to be the last one. That has to be it.
All right. I will keep that tucked away for the moment.
I guess.
Crickstump, I mean, you know, there's no bar fights happening, nothing crazy going on. You see there's a big smoker and grill in the back. You see that there are people enjoying drinks. It takes you like a minute or so to pick out Skamos in the smoke. But you do see Skamos sitting at a table with a couple of dwarves.
I will nod that way to give Mudpack the whereabouts of where Skamos is. And then is there an empty table anywhere within the vicinity of where he is?
It's like 2 tables away. Might not be close enough to hear a quiet conversation, but it's close-ish.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head over that way.
Okay.
Do you want to drink?
You know what, Mudpack? Just get me something non-alcoholic, but put it in a non-see-through mug. All right. That way, if someone asks, I can say it is something with alcohol in it. Trying to keep my wits about me. It's only 9 o'clock.
I agree. I'm not much of a drinker myself. Very low, so people don't hear this. Right. I'll see what they've got. So Mudpack's gonna make his way to the bar.
Okay. Mudpack, you head to the bar. There's a halfling female that comes up. Newcomers, welcome to the Iron Pig. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for something to wet me and my friend's whistles. We would like to. We've got some work to do a bit later, so we're looking for something a bit more refreshing rather than like we're having a party, if you know what I'm saying.
So you're looking for like a light ale then?
More like a lavender water. It's great. Or as dark of a something like that as you can find.
I can see what we got. Not many people coming into our bar not to drink, admittedly. But
I can't wait till our work is finished and we can celebrate back here.
Yeah, I imagine. Let me check. Let me check to see what I've got here.
Much appreciated.
About a minute goes by, minute or two, and she comes back with a couple of mugs. She says, this was the only thing I could think of to come up with. The water's not the best here, so I did what I could. That'll be 2 copper, I guess.
He'll put a silver down and say, "You're a gem. Keep it."
I will. Mudpack, as you look down, it's kind of a pale pink color.
That sounds very tough. Are these mugs see-through, perchance?
They are not. They are, they're like wooden mugs.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, take those and make my way back to Quickstump at our table.
Okay. The two of you sit down with your mugs. After a sip, it becomes pretty obvious that this is slightly watered down grenadine.
Yummy.
Yeah,
Good enough.
it's not great. It's not great, but it's what you got.
I've had worse, so it's all good.
I know
Same.
Quickstump has had worse. So, you see a conversation happening a couple tables away. Both of you go ahead and make a perception check. Mudpack, what'd you get for that perception check?
11.
Okay. And Quickstump.
14.
Okay. We'll see how much of this you pick up. With that, we go back to the travel agency. A thing I've never said in any D&D game. We go back to the travel agency.
Oh, it's great.
So, Alara, you do pick up a few things out of the very brief amount of time that Hasan has the book open.
But can I run with the book away out
don't.
of the shop and down the
Please don't.
road?
Please do not.
Go ahead and make a dexterity check at disadvantage.
Cool.
Because you don't know that your spell has worn off.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it's not really going to be in your instinct to run.
I just want to say that the energy of tonight's not vibing because that was another nat one, and I think we've rolled too many nat ones tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not really happy about it.
I don't think we've rolled enough.
All right.
Oh, I don't need this in my life.
No one does.
Get it
Too much
out.
stress.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's perfect.
We're just gonna get
It's
thrown in
it's
jail.
wonderful, is what it is.
Ah.
So, Alara, you as you are looking through the book quickly, kind of over Hasan's shoulder, you read. You do the big thing that you catch, because it's in handwriting, which is always a little tough to read. Someone else's handwriting fresh. You do catch the name Elliston Weathers.
Okay.
And just as you are kind of registering that, the book closes, and he says, "Oh, I'm not sure what got into me there. Lost my head for a second. Let me. I don't want to get off on the wrong foot, eh? I get the feeling
I am
that
scared of Australian man.
that
He scares me.
maybe you're not telling me the whole story, and I get it. You got things. I don't know you. It's your own life. Try throwing the truth at me just a little bit, and let's see what we can get to."
Well, sir, a man named Elliston Weathers has gone missing, and we think he might have been on your trip.
His thoughts shifted all to Ellison. She says that.
Yeah, I mean, kind of in a surface way, you see Elliston's face
Okay, so he definitely saw him. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
He says, all right, that's helpful. That oh, I hope he's not in trouble or anything. And who is it that's where are you folks coming from? What's the deal?
I think
We
we
were
should be
asked
honest
by
with him.
his son to
Yeah.
look into it.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
But that's not like completely a
It's
lie.
not, and so
Again-
it's
again
and
by omission.
Yeah, by omission. So that the DC is not crazy, but the DC is a 13.
15.
Okay.
Nice.
He says, "All right. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, if my father went missing, I'd want to be finding him as well. He looks conflicted. He says, I really want to help you folks, but I really don't want to lose my job. Okay. Here's what I can maybe do. All right. The company's real uptight about customer information, but in about an hour, there's a meeting here. I got a presentation I'll be giving, and if you come and watch it, you'll be given a ticket to one of our day trip boat rides. And then
Opportunity to buy a timeshare.
your clients, right? You're not just folks off the street, your clients. And then I should maybe have a little more leeway to help you and his son out. You see? I really don't want to lose my job.
Are you really going to help us, or are you just saying you might help us if we do this thing? Because if we do this thing and you'll definitely help us, that'll make it easier to decide if we're going to do it. But if you're like, oh, I don't know, like maybe, then...
Well, you know, if you're my clients, I can push the rules a little bit, you know? And if you're not, then it's my job. And
Yes,
I can't...
of
Get on it
course,
as multi-level
of
marketing.
course, of course.
And I can't do
Good.
that, right? So,
Do we all have to attend, or does only one person have
Gotta
to
get to the
attend?
ground level.
You know.
well, I mean,
I'll be there for sure.
if it helps,
Okay,
it does.
she's going.
It comes with a nice boat ride. I mean, it's a day trip. It's got food and drink with
Golf
it. It's real
clubs.
nice.
Sounds just lovely. Will you be there on the boat?
I will, yeah.
I would love
yeah.
to have a nice little chat with you if you'd
Yeah,
like.
no, I go on the boat rides all
Of
the time.
course.
It's a
Great.
beautiful ship. It's custom made just for this.
Wonderful.
So I mean, you know, it's I know it's not ideal, right? And I get it. It's less than an hour. You come, you sit, then you get to do the boat, and we can deal a little bit better, right? Without me being on my ass.
We understand.
You said there's free
Absolutely.
food.
There
free
is.
food involved.
On the boat, yeah. It's a day trip. It's got food and drink. There's a chef on board. It's wonderful.
We don't have to pay for any of it.
No, the boat trip's all taken care of. Just coming to the meeting.
Fine.
Signing up for his thing. So, sorry, wrong voice. Actually, sorry, no, I'm asking the DM. Sorry, long day. His thoughts, do they go to any kind of, is he lying? Does he have like I can't, would it help me in an insight check to be able to tell, or
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
would the detect thoughts like just lower the DC or something, or I don't know.
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not? +2, okay, that's pretty good. That's yeah, it's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
He definitely want you to come to this meeting.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Is it
We'll
part? Is
go
it
to the meeting.
is it part of his
we'll go.
job to have people come to the meeting? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Okay.
he doesn't seem to be lying about wanting you to come to the meeting.
I'll say maybe it's best we do come. We can help you out so you can make commission, and then you can help us out.
Listen, I don't expect you to buy anything. I mean, if you find something you're interested in, obviously, yeah. But that's not the point. I just want to help me help you. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
Paul,
Yeah.
can Ariel kind of step outside during this interaction? Does she have a moment to kind of...
Sure. I mean, it's going to be noted
away?
that you do because there's not that many people around, but you could certainly do that.
Well, she wants to cast augury, and just see what the outcome of this little suggestion is gonna be.
Okay. All right. I would like you to be pretty specific in what you are asking as you cast this.
Okay, yeah. So she's overall wondering about the intentions of not only this man, but of the business itself, and if any harm awaits them if they go on this boat.
Okay. Go ahead and describe what augury looks like for Ariel.
I forgot about this actually. It's tea. It's tea
That's
for
right.
her. So she has like a little small humble tea set where she spends what takes 10 minutes, 11 minutes. And she has like a handful of herbs that she drops into the teapot or the teacup, I guess.
It actually just takes 1 minute, unless you're casting as a ritual.
Oh.
If you just want to use a
Thinking
spell
about
slot.
how long it takes to brew tea, though. Gotta let the water boil.
Yeah, if you want to use a spell slot, it's just a minute.
All right, sweet.
Okay.
Great.
So you begin casting augury, and we'll come back to that.
Okay.
For everybody else inside, Jonathan says, "All right, well, come back in an hour. Yeah, we'll have everything set up, and yeah, I'll do my best to get it done quickly, and you can be, on your way, and we can wheel and deal a little bit better,
Sure. Sounds good.
All right.
And I apologize. I say, I'm sorry for taking your book.
If someone believes they're missing, you do what you can to find them. I get it. Just, let's stay on the level, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
And then I leave. I walk out the door because I'm so embarrassed.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do before they leave?
No.
Okay.
Or I think Megan does.
Yeah. What do you got,
Wait
Alara?
till everyone else leaves.
So everyone else leaves. You are the last one left.
Okay. Gonna come back to the desk, and his name was Jonathan.
Jonathan, yes, I'll bring it back up. Yes, Jonathan.
Jonathan, I know your hands are tied, but we're just trying to help a son find his father, and does it really, in this particular circumstance, does it affect your job if you just tell us where he went? That's the only thing we need.
I'm afraid it does. And the thing is, if there's one thing my company's uptight about, it's that kind of information. And I got kids at home, and if I lose this job, whew, my wife's gonna roast me. No, but seriously, I wish I could help you more, but I'm gonna do my best. I promise.
Okay. I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy.
Okay.
And make my eyes more demonic with a slight black around the rim kind of thing. And make my voice deeper, slightly more intensity, and lean forward and say, we need that location or you're gonna have a bigger problem than your wife.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Okay. Ugh. Okay. Please, God. That's a big fat 5.
Okay. He definitely has a worried look on his face, and he says, I promise. Come back in an hour. I'll do everything I can, okay?
I'm mad that didn't work. So I'm going to use thaumaturgy one more time to make the door slam open
Mm-hmm.
and leave.
All right. You do that. As the party comes out, Ariel, you finish your augury conjuration, look into the teacup, and you see woe and weal.
Okay.
Good and bad. Great.
So whether you want to share that with the rest of the group is up to you.
Yeah, she will.
Okay. And with that, we will cut back to the Iron Pig.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I mean,
So you are seeing it looks a little serious over at the table. Crickstump and Mudpack. You're seeing that it's not like a big jovial conversation. And Skamos, he says, let me make perhaps a couple of inquiries and see if I can make some headway. See if I can find someone who can get you some information. Yes.
Sounds like a deal.
Good. Is there anything else that I should know?
So, just out of character, the thing that is being omitted in our deception checks is the fact that we're doing this for the Adventurers Guild, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was just like, well, technically the shareholders are who contacted the Adventurers Guild. Okay, so it is the Adventurers Guild is the thing that's being omitted.
Correct.
Oops.
Um,
Sorry. Oops.
Anything that should be known. Well, Scalus does want to do an insight check on this guy, because he knows he was caught in his omission.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wants to respond with with anything that that I should know, anything else I should know. Scalus will respond with well, I mean, I've done enough around here. The state of this individual, however it may be, is not my concern. It's more just about where he is, because I get how it goes, and if he did something wrong, then that's on him.
All right. Well, I will. I'll ask around, see what I can find out on your behalf. Yes.
Cool. And that's only a 9 on the insight check.
I mean, it's nice to have someone on the inside who's offering to help.
Hey, what a cool guy! Love dwarves.
Yeah. And he taps the shoulder of the other guy and says, "Do you speak Dwarvish?"
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. He taps says Pavel, and he speaks a little bit in Dwarvish, and they both get up, and he says, "I'll ask around and to come back to you." Yes.
Is there something I can glean from? I don't understand the language, but can I gain something from the tonality of the voice?
It seemed pretty flat.
Okay.
Dwarvish is a language that doesn't have like a ton of big up and down nuance to it, so kind of tough to gauge, especially with a low insight previously.
Perfect.
All right. So Crickstump and Mudpack, you see the dwarves leave.
Do they leave the entire establishment, or are they just leaving the table?
The two of you go ahead and make perception checks.
All right.
14.
That's a 10.
You see them get up, and it's kind of crowded, so you see them kind of move in and out of the crowd a bit. They're not super tall, so and you do see that they leave out the door.
Okay.
With a passive perception of 12, which is what Skamos has, was he able to gauge the other two entering and sitting down behind him?
I think you could have done that without it, just so you could have kind of mentally clocked 5 minutes.
Okay, but I mean, like, did he gauge that they moved and sat down behind him during the conversation?
Sure.
Okay. Because as they leave, Skamos, just for safety's sake, he wants to just kind of like lean back and like put his hands behind the table and just like put up like a just like wait, as in like don't come and talk to me.
Okay.
To the two of them.
Crickstump is gonna get up from the table and make his way out the door. Yeah.
All right. You just nonchalantly, or you sneak in? What's your?
It's. I mean, I'm not sneaking, but I'm just like I'm moving at a good pace, just getting up and leaving. That's
Okay.
all.
right. So you Crickstump heads up and heads out the door, leaving Mudpack and Skamos behind in the Iron Pig.
Okay.
Skamos is going to stand up and go back to the bar for another drink.
Okay.
And stay.
Mudpack, what are you gonna do?
Mudpack would like to cast Detect Magic
Okay.
in here, just to see what we're dealing with if and when we come back later.
Sure. Yeah, so you cast Detect Magic. There are definitely some sources of magic around. You would say that that's not terribly unusual in a mixed setting anywhere in the city. Some people are going to have rings or amulets or weapons or whatever. You're not noticing anything big.
Okay.
But you can definitely feel that there's some people in this midst that are equipped with some kind of magical stuff.
Okay.
But nothing big and overwhelming.
All right. Well, that's comforting that this whole place isn't enchanted in some way.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't get that impression.
Great. Cool.
The pig is actually a real pig.
Whoa!
No!
The poor thing. Poor creature.
An anamorphic pig that he's actually the owner of the bar.
Yeah. It would be handy if you were both the owner of a bar and capable of also being its grill and smoker. I feel like that would save you a lot of money.
I just had the image of Grond from Lord of the Rings. The big... Oh, God. The tree trunk with the big scary face on it that has fire in it. Anyway. Go team.
Okay, Skamos, now that you're alone at a table, Mudpack's alone at a table with 2 drinks.
Well, Skamos went to the bar and stayed at the
That's
bar.
right, Skamos went to the bar. That's right. Okay, so Skamos is at the bar. Mudpack cast Detect Magic, sitting alone with your 2 drinks.
Did Mudpack see Skamos go to the bar and
Yeah.
leave his table too? Great. In that case, Mudpack is going to also go to the bar, but sit a few seats away, 3 seats away, and yeah, there's a plan. I've got a tiny plan.
Okay, you do that. With that, we will cut back to the street outside of the travel agency. You've got about an hour before this meeting is supposed to begin. What would you like to do?
Ariel, how far away is the Iron Pig?
It's a good walk. You would struggle to get there and back. You could get to it within the hour, but you wouldn't be able to do much once you're there. If you were delayed by even 10 minutes, you'd be late.
Well, she's not going to risk that. Never mind.
Do you express to us that you were thinking about that?
Yeah. I think it would be really great if I've got Australian and Mudpack. Everybody's in my head. Get out of my
How do you think
head.
I feel?
Julie Andrews.
Still got the
Okay.
thoughts on.
It would be just lovely if the rest of the party knew of our plans and could join us, just in case, given our message.
Paul, would the message cantrip work to communicate with Mudpack or Skamos?
I think, let me double check here.
I think it's a range of 100 feet.
I believe that is correct.
Then never mind.
Yeah, 120 is the range on that.
Maybe we could attach a note to Alpha. I mean, an owl flying into a bar is a little obvious, so maybe not, but
Da, 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 da.
pretty much. Again, no idea.
Ariel
but
loves
what-
the idea. She thinks it's
Sure.
great.
Well, okay, wait. The timeshare spiel or whatever the frick the guy's doing, is that on a boat? I thought he was gonna give it to us before and then we go on a boat, or what is?
It is at the travel agency, the meeting.
Yeah, and then so even if someone went to the Iron Pig and came back, they might miss the beginning of the spiel, but they shouldn't miss the boat ride or whatever. So even if they missed the spiel, they would still be there for the information on Elliston weather. So I'm just would be throwing these ideas at Ariel since she brought it up and figure out.
Well, I really don't want to miss a single word of the presentation. I think it's going to be just lovely. So
Zardon wants to burst your bubble about it, but he's like, never mind.
Well, if Zardon's not very interested in the presentation, maybe he can go to the Iron Pig and let everyone else know.
I'm not saying I'm not interested. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's a sticky situation, and I don't know. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know how we'd want to even really talk to them. I think if it poses too much of a risk of us blowing up their spot and blowing up their cover.
Okay.
So I think we should just stick with this. That's
okay.
Chris's 2 cents. I don't know.
Are there other shops around here right now?
Oh, sure. I mean,
Hason's probably a little bored with all this planning. He's not a real planning kind of guy, so I just want to see what's up. I got an hour to kill. That's a long time for his little brain, so we gotta do.
yeah.
something.
I mean, in terms of an hour to spend, this is the area to spend it because there's the shops all around.
Window shopping. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you can definitely. You could very easily kill an hour.
Is there a bakery or a stand with food? I know we're talking about free food in a few hours, but I want food now too.
Oh sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check. See what kind of food you can find.
Ariel will probably be your puppy dog and follow you around.
Okay, so why don't you roll that at advantage if Ariel wants to help you look for food.
I can't get better than a nat 20.
All right.
On food though, can we talk about how I can't roll a nat 20 when it matters, but when I'm looking for a cinnamon roll, I find I roll a nat 20. That's
Hooray.
fine.
Yay for nat 20s.
Woo!
What kind of food would be ideal for Hason to find?
Oh, sweets.
Yeah.
Little cakes, little sweet buns.
So
I don't know.
this is a shop that you haven't found before because you're starting off in like this back alleyway. So this is not a part of the market that you really go down much, but you go down a couple more streets and you find a cupcakery.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Yes, absolutely.
And the window display is full of the most beautiful looking cupcakes with like little sugar sculptures on them, and they're really sparkly and glittery.
Is it called the Cupcake Castle?
It is now.
It is now. Fuck yeah.
The Cupcake Castle, his new favorite place. I want to go buy a cupcake. I like grab Ariel and be like, we are going in here right now. I don't know if you're hungry, but if you won't eat yours, I'll eat it for you. So just
No, I want mine too.
Fucking amazing. Hell yeah.
All right.
That's so good.
So Ariel and Hason head into the Cupcake Castle. Alara, what would Alara like to be doing with this hour in between?
She's writing down the names of the shops and the streets, kind of sketching the area. Just gathering information from her surroundings, because that's all she feels like she can do right now.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Oh, sure. That one I'm proficient in, so... It's cocked. Come on. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. It's 9.
Okay. You take some time and sketch the shops and make notes about what's next to what, and, you know, are they doing good marketing by their signage, and getting an idea of the lay of the land around here. Zardon, what would you like to be doing for this hour?
If I can find a spot where I can sit down and get my incense and some of my herbs and things out, and I want to it'll take the entire hour plus 10 minutes to... Would I be able to gauge how long the presentation would take? No, probably not at all.
No.
'Cause you said earlier, I heard you say something about being late by 10 minutes. You'd miss the whole thing?
No, it's just if you were delayed at the Iron Pig for 10 minutes, you'd be late.
Right. Okay. Well, then never mind. Then I would in this hour I'd use my herbs and incenses to cast Find Familiar and change Alpha from a owl to a spider.
Okay. Describe to me what that looks like as you're sitting kind of on the street corner.
Definitely on the middle of the street. Just because I try and find like towards an alley, so I'm not quite in like the road. But I would just kind of set out a piece of incense in an incense holder that I have and light it with, firebolt. Way too powerful spell for that. Just and light that and set up like some herbs in a ring around Alpha, and I'll have him kind of hop into the center of the ring, and I'll start just kind of chanting low and reading through my spell book, and a mist of like greenish blue energy just kind of swirls around Alpha, and then he's a spider just on the ground, just
Okay.
crawls up onto my shoulder.
That is a sufficiently weird thing to do in public.
Yeah.
Great.
Definitely. I mean, I'm a wizard. I'm nothing if not weird.
People definitely give you a wide berth. All right.
And now that'll take the whole hour. So
Okay.
That's it.
Let's cut back to Crickstump. Crickstump, you have followed these dwarves out of the Iron Pig and into the streets.
That I have. Do I happen to clock them out there?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh God, that's a 9. Why?
you do catch sight of them. They're kind of surprisingly far away. You don't know if they hurried once they got out or whatnot, but they're a little ways down the street. Too far away to hear anything, but you do see them talking to a Goliath who is kind of hanging out on the street corner. And you see the Goliath nod and turn and leave down another street. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. So we will be right back in just a couple of minutes, so stay tuned, and we will see what in the hell is going to happen in the second half of the Adventurers Guild. All right, we are back. I think half of the players have acquired new dice, and we are ready to dive back into it.
I see what you did there.
So let's start with the Iron Pig. Crickstump, you just saw a Goliath be told something by these dwarves and leave.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I would like to cast. Where'd it go? Sorry, I have it here.
Pass that.
I would like to cast Pass Without Trace on myself.
Okay, so that's going to give you a +10 for stealth checks.
Yeah, and then I'm going to do my best to follow them as sneakily as I can.
Okay. Follow who?
The dwarves.
Okay. Go ahead and make another perception check.
Oh, okay. That's better. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. The dwarves are staying. They're pretty much just gonna stay where they ended up, kind of chilling near this street corner. It's the Goliath is on the move.
Okay, well then the Goliath is my target.
Okay. So go ahead and roll that stealth check.
That's fine. That is a 25.
Okay. So you follow him and you feel pretty sneaky doing it. You got some good sneaky music going on in your head. Do-do-do. You see the Goliath go around the side of the building all the way to the back of the Iron Pig and then cross the street. And this is kind of the edge of the warehouse district, and there is a pretty nondescript looking warehouse that's across here. And you watch as he knocks at the front door of this warehouse, and it's about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and the door opens and he goes inside. The door closes.
I would like to just take a couple glances across the street, make sure no one's really, and then I'm gonna get across the street, get a little closer to this building.
You get close, and honestly, there's nothing at the front of this to make it look anything like anything besides a warehouse.
Okay. Is there any windows on the out that look into this first level? That
there is a window, and they're just crates that you can see.
So I can't see the Goliath at all?
No.
I wish my deception was better. Can I... What is my... Nope, that's bad too. God. Crickstump is going to... is there an alleyway between this and another building?
Yeah, there's a little space in between this warehouse and the next one.
Okay, can I go down it and try and find a separate entrance to this place?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
That's a 12.
Okay. You begin your search for a separate entrance. We will cut back to the Cupcake Castle.
I'm proud of myself.
We can't just not go to the Cupcake Castle.
No, we gotta have this cute moment.
Hey, Son, you have dragged Ariel inside.
I mean, she seemed pretty willing.
Yeah, no,
so
but you know, she was willing, but you definitely dragged her in.
Yeah, that's true. We buy a cupcake, first of all. Actually, I probably buy 2 cupcakes. Let's be real here.
Okay, so you walk in And there is a gnome behind the counter. And she waves excited and says, "Hello, hello, welcome to the Cupcake Castle. How can I help you?"
Well, we want some cupcakes, obviously.
Oh, I'm so glad, because that's what I
can't
do.
imagine. Oh, good. Yes. Is there like a display case?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I just pick like, is there a pink one? Because that's probably the one.
I mean, you
I
rolled a
choose.
20, so there is behind. So they're all behind glass. They're all like in a glass display case,
Yes.
and you find the. It's not called the Hason, but it might as well be. It is in a pink foil kind of wrapper, with like a perfect like swirl of pink frosting, and this like little explosion of pink sugar glass from it.
Yes, that's the one I want. That's it. That's the one.
You point to it, and she says, "I knew it! I knew that's the one you would pick."
How did you know?
I don't know.
No, I can't
I
imagine.
don't know,
How do
but
you
I made
know?
it this morning, and I said someone's gonna walk through this door, and they're gonna want this cupcake. She takes it out and then sets it on the counter.
Ariel, which one are you going to get?
Oh,
Is there a blue one?
yeah, actually.
This is the magic of rolling a nat 20. There is a blue one. Ariel, there is one that is that is blue like the sea, and there's like swirls of white in it, like little white caps, and this this crest of blue sugar that kind of looks like a wave and kind of looks like a dolphin.
Oh, what is this one? Chocolate? This one? This blue one right here?
It,
I bet it's chocolate, isn't it?
of course, it is.
Well, of course. Oh, I want that one, please.
I knew you would. And she.
How did you know?
I didn't go to school for divination magic for 6 years for nothing.
Wow.
And she pulls out the blue cupcake and sets it on the counter.
In the morning, does she serve manifestation muffins? Sorry, I can't stop.
On a roll with the baking puns.
And so the two of you, they are 1 gold each.
Worth it.
And
Worth it.
and you two take your cupcakes, and there are a couple tables around, small little tables, kind of bistro seating, high chairs. And you have the most beautiful and delicious cupcakes.
Love it. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Ariel will like very methodically eat this cupcake. She is like one little finger at a time.
That is not how I eat my cupcake. No, my cupcake's probably gone in very fast, very few seconds. I'm not one who savors things very well, so it's gone pretty soon. But that's okay.
It's good. It's real good.
While we're sitting there, Hasan says to Ariel, you know, I know we've been on one other mission before this, but I feel like we didn't really get to talk at all, and I don't actually know you that well. How are you liking Takar? I mean, how long have you been here?
Oh, well, I haven't been here very long, but I must say I really enjoyed that time with you. I think you're just a lovely person.
Oh,
and I'm
thank you.
so glad you wanted to get cupcakes with me.
Oh, well, of course. Yes. Where were you before you came to Takar?
Oh, well, it's quite a long story, and I don't think we have time for it now, but, well, I'm very much looking forward to taking a little cruise. Aren't you?
Yes. Well, that should be interesting. I'm not really looking forward to sitting through a whole hour-long presentation. That sounds absolutely boring. But if it'll help us find information on what we're trying to do, then I suppose it's worth the time.
But that man, Jonathan, was just so charming. I think it's going to be top-notch.
Well, he wasn't that charming.
Hmm.
I can't believe that we couldn't get any information out of him before he insisted we listen to his silly little presentation. That rarely happens for me. When I ask people for information, they usually give it to me. So I'm very disappointed that he didn't want to help out.
Oh, well, I almost never get what I want, so I suppose I'm used to it.
That's awfully sad. Well, sometimes you have to go out and find the things that make you happy and then just, take them, you gotta go out and reach for your happiness for yourself. So.
Like this cupcake right here.
Yes, like cupcakes is a very good place to start. Food always makes you feel better. That's what I found out. If you're sad, just eat. If you're happy, eat. It doesn't matter. Just eat.
Oh, well, that's wonderful life advice. I shall keep that in mind.
Yes, do keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if Ariel doesn't want to tell me anything about her past, then I stop asking.
But you do to absolutely enjoy the most spectacular cupcakes.
So good.
The most perfect. And for all of you, an hour passes. You find yourselves back in front of the travel agency and getting ready to go inside. And with that, we cut back to the Iron Pig. Crickstump, you are taking your time, really wanting to thoroughly investigate what's going on, wanting to make sure that you're looking at every little bit. I
understand. I didn't roll great.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. I could go on. You're just kind of sucking at the job and feeling a little discouraged, and no. But you take some time. You find that this place is. You don't see any other outside entrances, but it does take you a little bit to search. In the meantime, back at the Iron Pig. Mudpack and Skamos, go ahead and roll perception check for me.
Okay.
Sure. That's a 5.
14.
Okay.
I'm guessing my senses are fried from this grenadine water.
Yeah, are you enjoying the grenadine?
I am drinking it mostly out of politeness
Mm-hmm.
and trying to pull as few weird faces as possible, because there is not grenadine in the natural world
Right.
like this, and that's pretty much all Mudpack has experienced up until now.
Yeah, you have definitely never tasted anything quite like this before.
Mm-hmm.
And this is watered down, but it's still nothing
Doesn't matter.
nothing like this comes out of nature.
Uh-uh.
So you're a little distracted between that and Crickstump just leaving.
Yeah.
Skamos, you don't notice it right away, but after a minute, you look. You're at the bar, nursing your drink, and there's someone new behind the bar. There's another dwarf. You're not sure where he came from. He's talking to a few folks, and then he comes your way. And he's simply dressed. He's got dark features, dark hair, and he comes over and sets his hands on the bar in front of me. He says, I heard tell that you are looking for for some information, yes?
Yes.
All right. There is a meeting scheduled for you to be a part of.
Okay.
And he just looks at you very intently.
Hmm.
You would be going to this meeting, yes?
Absolutely.
Immediately.
Where do we go?
He stands up and comes back around the bar. Mudpack, by this point you would have noticed.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Because, you're keeping an eye out on what's going on with Skamos. You see that the dwarf comes around the bar and he claps. You see him clap Skamos on the shoulder and kind of lean in close and say something to him, and then wave, and he begins making his way out the door. Skamos, do you follow?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So Mudpack,
yes.
you see him kind of lean in close, and then Skamos gets up from his seat and begins following this dwarf out of the bar.
Mudpack is going to keep like a 15-foot lead or follow on them and sneak behind
Okay.
as possible.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay. Eight. That's an 8.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Just keeping things interesting.
All right. And just so I can keep aware with it, Crickstump, go ahead and make another stealth check for me.
Absolutely.
Oh, shit.
Oh god.
Good lord.
35.
Better.
The hell?
Is that possible? Is that literally possible?
Is that 19?
It's a 19 on the die, plus 10, plus my 6 stealth.
Plus 10? Oh, pass without a trait. Okay.
Pass
You
without a trait.
literally
Right.
cease to exist.
Yeah.
You just
Gone.
just don't exist
He's in a
anymore.
whole other campaign. He's just in our other party.
Yep.
I would be so proud. A brother of the shadows.
Yeah, I would say that at this point, you could only be seen if you decide to be seen.
Sounds great.
So what you see, Crickstump, you see a few people headed around the side. You've gone all the way around the building. You're now in the alleyway on the other side. And you've got a vantage point to see some people coming around from the Iron Pig crossing the street to this building. You see first a dwarf that you've not seen before. Pretty close behind or right next to is Skamos. Then about 15 feet back, you see Mudpack doing his best to try to keep to the shadows. And
I spot Mudpack right away.
just a little bit behind are the two dwarves that were talking to Skamos originally. Are you just going to observe? What would you like to do?
I would like to observe until they get close.
They are going to be close imminently. They're approaching the door. At least Skamos and the first dwarf are.
I would. What I would like to do, and I will leave this up to your discretion, but I would like to stick to the shadows until they get the door, until they open the door, and then I would like to sneak in behind them before it closes.
So the only problem with that is that this is a warehouse. So the width of the building is pretty significant. So it's a good 30 feet from the corner of the building to the door.
Got it. I'm trying to think now.
I mean, you're like one with the shadows. Want to just sneak in behind?
Yeah, I'll do my best to. I'll stay in the corner until they get close, and then I'm gonna try and use my speed to get behind them.
Okay. Mudpack, you see that Skamos and this dwarf are approaching the door of this warehouse. What would you like to do?
I'd like to. Mudpack wants to find a good place to hide outside the door, and the plan is to sneak around and cast spider crawl so I can climb up and get on the roof and maybe see what's going on from up there.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. That's an 11.
All right. So you post up kind of across the street, waiting for a moment. At this point, Skamos and the dwarf are now at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel a hand on your shoulder. And you look up, and there's one of the dwarves that Skamos was talking to. And he says, "Perhaps you should be included in this meeting that is happening, yes?"
What makes you say that?
Why don't you come along? And he is going to attempt. He is not releasing you. He has kept a hold of you, and
has very courteously not picked me up. From
he's not
any
picked you up.
scrub,
He's
so that's,
he's guiding you.
a small blessing.
You can resist if you
will,
wish, or you can just
I
go
will
along.
allow myself to be guided
Okay.
and put on my most passive, genial, one with nature. Everything is going to be fine. Face.
Okay. Crickstump, you watch as Mudpack's cover is completely blown, and Mudpack is guided across the street.
I feel bad, but also I kind of like have a little laugh to myself, just like, of course.
Skamos, the dwarf has said very little, and as he guides you to this door, he reaches into his cuff and pulls out a key that's on a chain, and unlocks many more locks than look like are on this door. Go to make a perception check.
Uh, 22. No, 20. Dirty 20.
Okay. So as you're looking at this door, I mean, I think to any untrained eye, this just looks like a regular door. You do notice that there are glyphs carved into the frame of the door. And they're kind of like, they're gone over in like ink or stain or something, so they're just barely visible. But there is some kind of tamper-proofing on this door. And as you're noticing that, you're hearing 5 different locks get unlocked. And then he opens the door. And he says, "Go ahead and step on in. It seems that we will have company for this meeting."
I guess so.
As you look back, you see that Mudpack is a few steps behind.
Ah, so it would seem.
So Skamos is led in. Crickstump, you watch as Mudpack is led in. This dwarf is the last one in, and you see him begin to step through the threshold. If you're going to go for it, now's the time.
I'm sprinting. I'm like...
Okay.
Just...
So here's what you can do. You can either do this stealthily and make your dex check, your dex check at disadvantage, or you can just go for it.
So, hold on. Just point of clarification. If I did just go for it, there's no way of being stealthy.
If you just go for it, I'll make you make the stealth check at disadvantage.
I'm just gonna go for it then.
Okay. Let's start with the stealth check at disadvantage.
Got it. That's fine.
Still all right.
That's a 24.
Okay. Now go ahead and make the dex check.
Just dex check. That's a 23.
Okay. So, Mudpack, Skamos, you are reunited inside a quite small vestibule, big enough for maybe 10 people total. And right now there's the two of you, two other dwarves, this dwarf, and as you are all standing in this vestibule, and the lead dwarf who's kind of in charge is getting ready to unlock the next door, suddenly you see a hand jam in between the door and the frame, and the door very, very quietly opens, and there's there's Crickstump. And everybody can see you, Crickstump. This isn't that big a room.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was the loo. My bad.
Go ahead and make a deception check, Crickstump.
Yeah, no problem.
Not terrible.
That's an 18.
Okay. The lead dwarf laughs a little bit and he says, "This is most certainly not. Please step back from the door, thank you."
Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to move. I would like to. I'd like to step back and take the handle and I got it. Don't worry about it. And then I'm just gonna get it to as close to closed as possible.
Okay, you do that. Are you wanting to just hold on the other side?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make we're gonna make an opposed athletics check.
That's a 3.
Okay. He rolled a 19.
Oh dear.
So you're kind of holding it, and it just ka-chunk. And Crickstump from the other side, you hear ka-chunk, 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 as the locks engage.
I'm just gonna hang my head.
You are very firmly locked out of this building.
Okay, that's not good. I say this to myself, just kind of looking around. I assume like an empty street, just
Yeah, it's quite. There's a tumbleweed going by.
Yeah.
They're not even native to here. It's just. On the inside of the building, that lead dwarf laughs to himself a little bit, and he unlocks the next door. He says something in Dwarvish, and the two other dwarves go and stand near the outside door. And he says, "You two, please come in. Mr. Dustev will be wanting to speak with you. Yes,
Marvelous. Just what I was hoping for.
please come this way." So he leads you down a hallway, and the vestibule looked pretty ordinary. This hallway is opulent. There's this really thick, cushy carpet that runs along. There's some art on the walls. This is not a regular warehouse. I think you probably didn't need to be told that, but this is not a regular warehouse. There are several doors along the sides, but there's a large door at the end of this hallway, and that is where you are led. This dwarf knocks and then opens up this very large door. Inside is this huge office, really nicely appointed. Beautiful carpets. There's a fireplace with a little seating area. There's a big oak desk in one area, and there's actually a small bar along one wall. As you are led in and beginning to be led towards the desk, you look over and you see that there is a dwarf finishing a drink near the bar. He is... let me pull up my description here. He's got blonde hair and a blonde beard. His clothes are extremely expensive looking. He heads over to the desk and takes off his coat, which he hands to an associate. And the associate just like holds the coat up, and he reaches inside and pulls out this quite enormous pistol. And he sets it on the desk casually with the barrel facing you two. You two have now been seated across the desk. And he sits.
Mudpack will sit with his quarterstaff across his lap.
This is something I should have done beforehand. You are absolutely not allowed to walk in there with your weapons. There is a chest in the vestibule.
Nice try.
I had it in my notes. I just wasn't reading my notes at the time.
Well, as they had taken that, I would have plucked a sprig of, discreetly plucked a sprig of mistletoe that's wrapped around it and tucked it in my sleeve.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a thing I had in my notes here, and I was going off script. So the dwarf folds his hands and just looks at you two for a long moment, and he says, "My name is Fyodor Dustev, and I understand you have been asking questions, so let us ask some questions. I will go first." And with that, we will cut back to
Every time.
the travel agency.
I should have known.
Yep.
So, Alera, Zardon, Ariel, Hasan, you are making your way into this travel agency. Zardon, you had something?
I'll be a little bit late because my spell takes an hour and 10 minutes because it's a ritual.
Sure.
So they'll probably be in the meeting by the time, and I'll like just fumble it and say sorry,
Sure.
So
Okay. So everyone I just listed besides Zardon,
yeah, sorry,
is heading into this meeting. No, it's good to know. So you get in there, and there's actually like another 10 people that are in there. People, all of you that are in there right now, go ahead and make a perception check.
Come on.
My next character is going to have better intelligence and perception. You know what?
No, they
I'm
won't.
tired. What is it with me playing two characters that just don't notice anything ever?
Don't lie like that.
yeah.
We all know it's just gonna be the same story.
You're gonna make
My
another
warlock's the same
beautiful, empty-headed boy.
Yep.
It's too fun.
The
I can't
himbos.
help it.
It's fun to play himbo.
All right, Ariel, what'd you roll?
She got a 14.
Yes.
Okay, Alera
13.
and Hasan.
7.
Okay. So you see like a group of 10 or so just folks that are already sitting in chairs. The chairs have been arranged to more like a kind of facing forward meeting style, presentation style. I'm going to have him roll a perception check. Okay. Jonathan sees you come in, gives you a wave. Says, is this everyone is coming then?
We have someone who's running a little bit behind, but he'll be here in just a few minutes.
I would like to sit in the front row if I can.
Oh, absolutely. We got a spot right there.
Okay, thank you.
I sit in the back.
And says, "Well, I'd much prefer to just wait until your friend arrives. But you know what? Let's go ahead and get started then. Don't want to delay too much for these farm people. So, what I'm proposing to you, something that you can consider for yourselves, is a great investment opportunity. And when I say investment, I don't mean money, not really. I mean investing in yourself. We only have one life, at least as far as I know. And you're going to spend the whole thing working, you're going to spend the whole thing toiling. Towards what? It's time, right now, to start enjoying yourself. Invest in your own self, in your own happiness." And he casts a minor illusion of this really lovely looking island. It's like a little still image. And you can see he's kind of watching the door as he's doing this presentation, waiting for Zardon to come in. But he goes through this presentation. This is a timeshare, is what this is. It's absolutely.
We knew that.
Yeah, it's a timeshare presentation. And he says this is it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's setting aside time for yourself every year to get away from it. Don't wait until you're old to relax, to enjoy yourself. You got to seize the moment in the moment. You can't bank for the future. You don't know what's going to happen. You gotta save for yourself right now. He conjures another image of like this really lovely like cabin that's right next to the ocean. To his credit, it looks really nice.
Ariel's 100. She's super into it.
Ariel's
very,
in.
very into it. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
She has no money, but she's in.
You're the worst kind of person for a salesman. Super invested, will totally take all the time up, but has no money. After about 10 minutes, Zardon, you find that he's in the middle of the presentation, and as you come in, he's definitely noticed and gives you a wave. Please come in. We're talking about a wonderful investment opportunity. Please just find any empty seat.
The layout of the room. Of course, I'll find the seat and I'll sit down. Really quickly, just a layout of the room. Is there a door that leads back to like the rest of this area in this room, like the rest of the building somewhere?
There is a door, yes.
Okay. I just wanted to sit in a chair nearest to that.
Okay. Sure. It's not especially near, but it is.
Sure. Just...
You can get a pretty direct
yeah.
shot to it.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Is everybody just gonna is the plan for just to wait for this presentation to be over?
Yes, I have already fallen asleep.
Okay.
Just out. I love
All right.
it.
So Hason's just out. Ilera, what's your take on it?
She took notes for the first 2 minutes, and then for the rest, she was doodling.
Okay.
As soon as she figured out it was a timeshare, she just started doodling the moment.
Oh, is Alara me in high school? Cool.
Yeah.
And Zardon, are you just waiting for this to be done? What's your...
So I changed Alpha into a spider because I wanted to slip into his eyes and his senses and control him to sneak around this place and give it a good look. See if there's anything that might indicate either a connection between SNS traveling with the underground or anything like that. Anything suspicious about this whole area. It'll take a little while, obviously, and if I'm not able to do it in the entire time, that's fine, obviously.
Sure. So is it just a regular size spider?
Yeah, just itty bitty tiny spider.
Got it.
It'd be funny if it was a giant spider. Just walk in with that.
So Ariel, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Maybe make a stealth check for
Oh, and it's a
Alpha.
spider.
I hope she gets scared of the spider. Freaks out and now everyone will notice it.
I got a 9.
Okay. You are in. You are ready to invest. You don't know what investment means really, but you're ready for it.
Yeah. Can I describe her internal monologue a little bit?
Yeah,
What's going
absolutely.
on?
Please do. Please do.
Please.
It's basically just this. When's the last time I did something for myself? Besides that cupcake I just had, I don't think I've ever done anything for myself ever. I deserve this. I deserve this.
Oh no.
I bet I can get some of the party members to give me some more money. I deserve this. That's it. It's just that.
Yes!
Yes.
You do deserve this! Grab
Yes,
that happiness! Get it!
Slay. Fuck yeah.
Okay. Zardon, you send your spider out, and the spider kind of, you're watching, it's a very strange perspective. Everything looks gigantic.
Oh yeah.
So the scale really doesn't make sense.
Nope.
It's honestly hard to like tell sometimes what things are because they look so big. But you do eventually make your way under that door and to the back. Go ahead and make a perception check for Spider Alpha.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh, it's at least it's not negative. That's good. Ooh, that's pretty good. 16.
Okay. You see a lot of crates back here. A lot of... You're not sure what's in the crates because they're gigantic from your perspective, but they're crates full of things. You also see someone moving around back here. You see there's someone up like on a ladder against the wall that's facing, like, the wall that leads into where you are.
Can I tell, like, lineage or heritage? Like, what kind of person?
No, not from that vantage point. This person's up in the air, and it's, there's no way.
Okay. Zarda or Alpha would avoid him or them as best he can, probably climbing the walls and maybe going to the ceiling.
Sure.
Just to avoid being out of view.
You begin doing that.
It'll take a while because he's...
Yeah.
I mean, their movement speed is... Let me just double check that to be sure.
Slow.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. It's like... 20 feet. That's not terrible, but yeah,
okay.
It's pretty slow.
Yeah, only... So here's the thing.
Sure.
Only Ariel's paying attention, and Ariel didn't roll very high.
Oh, paying attention to the meeting. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I need you all to roll a Constitution save.
Yep, it's a charm. Why didn't I think of that? Fuck. No! All right, I love it. I love it. This is awesome. That's great.
The DC for this is 16.
That's creative as all hell. I love that.
Constitution saving?
Constitution saving throw.
Ariel, get ready to take out a loan. Or not.
Okay, I'll ask for him here so I can write him down.
I still have to do it even though I'm asleep.
Yep.
You do, because you don't know what you're rolling for yet. Hey, Son.
11.
Okay. Ariel?
21.
Okay.
Good job.
Hey.
Ilera?
We're 20.
4.
Zardon.
Got the same as Ariel. 21.
Okay. All right.
Scared. I'm scared.
I am too.
So, Hey-san, you don't really notice anything happening.
Cool.
Ilera, as you are jotting in your notebook. You blink, but you don't reopen your eyes. You've slumped forward in your seat.
I see, because I'm already asleep.
Yep.
Zardon, you have no idea because you are not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Yeah.
Your eyes are not in the room.
Nope, neither are my ears.
And Ariel, you are just entranced. So, none of you
Oh boy.
hear the door lock behind you.
Fun times. I love it.
With that,
Why are all of us
gonna
in
end it.
danger right
Swear to
now?
Is this because we split the party?
It is.
Except for Crickstump, who's gonna have to save everyone. himself.
Mushrooms.
Actually, yeah, Chris will save
You
us
get
all.
a big bonus if you save us all. I will give you gold for saving me. Please don't let me die. Thank you.
we go back to the office of Feodor Dustev.
I thought he was gonna end it.
We still got a few minutes.
I was so scared. Just we're all good.
Feodor, who is it that you work for, and what are you doing with your nose in my business?
On behalf of the shareholders for EW Fishing, the Adventurers Guild has sent us to discover the location of
Elliston.
Elliston Weathers. It is led to believe, from what we have gathered, that he was doing something that he chose to double-cross you, is what it appears to be. Potentially, anyway, from what we've gathered. And, in my personal opinion, I mean, if he double-crossed you guys, then he should just be dead anyway. But we still were hired to find him, for what it's worth. And, you know, if I'd told your guy back in the bar, I mean, would I be here right now if I told you we were with the Adventurers Guild? So I'm just glad we got to have a conversation face to face.
It's a very nice room.
He says, he doesn't respond to pretty much any of it. He says, what is it that would make you think that I would have some kind of association within Elliston Weathers?
Oh, well, he had you in his planner book to meet with you on the day that he disappeared. So that was part of it, and from what I could gather on the docks anyway, it seems like he had some business that he was working with you guys. Didn't get much more than that, but I know you guys very well, and if he did something to, at least what I gathered, in his style with you guys, I would assume it would not go well. So.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Maybe that's all.
It's a 10.
He nods and he says, you are talking a lot. I would likely not advise you to do so. But I do have association with Elliston Weathers, and please understand, there are two reasons that I am saying this. One, because if he has disappeared, I do not want myself or my associates to be thought to be involved in that. And two, I have no need to make an enemy of your guild. They and I have had friendly association in the past, and my killing you would perhaps tarnish that. So I would prefer not to do so. I have a financial association with Elliston Weathers. that is only beneficial if he is alive. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal.
If he is dead, then I have lost money. So it is not in my best interest for him to be dead, or disappeared, or whatever.
Did he meet with you 3 days ago?
I did see Elliston, yes.
How did he seem to be?
Alive.
Yes, I got that.
Alive when he
Did
came, alive when he left.
Oh, that I was not assuming anything on that front. I was just saying, did he seem nervous, or was it just business?
There is absolutely nothing else that you and I need to be discussing outside of this. He came alive, he left alive. If he is no longer alive, that would be greatly unfortunate for me.
Did he make any indication as to your next stop? As to his next stop, excuse me, not your next stop. He'd never presume.
I did not ask him about his itinerary. Please let me be perfectly clear. I have no interest in assisting you in your investigation outside of letting you know that myself, my associates, we are not involved in his disappearance. And further, if you should choose to continue to poke around, yes, I will ship you back to the guild in a box. Thank you for your time. And he stands up. And the dwarf that led you in puts a hand on both of your shoulders, letting you know that the meeting is over.
Thank you, sir.
Sir?
You two are led out of the office, back through the hallway, and almost as quickly as you arrived, you are back out in the street. And you hear the door lock multiple times behind you. You are
With our weapons?
With your weapons.
Thank you.
Crick Stump, you watch. It's only really a few minutes. You're gone. Where's Crick Stump?
I sprinted off to go get the rest of the troop. Cause
Do you know where we are?
yeah, I saw where the crossroads were in the book.
That's fair.
Because we said we were going to go to Iron Pig and you guys were going.
I know where you guys are, and I did not like the looks of this situation, so I'm sprinting off to go find you to get some help for this situation that is apparently already resolved.
All right. So, Crick Stump, you are hurrying. It's about 20 minutes between these two locations.
No, I'm setting a good pace.
Okay. Are you just going as yourself? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I on the streets, I have no need to.
Yeah.
This guy.
I just was wondering if you were gonna wild shape into something, or if you're just going as yourself.
No, just myself for now.
Okay. Go ahead and make 3 dexterity checks for me to see how quickly you can book it.
First one's a 21. Second one is a 19. Third one is a 21.
Okay, you book it. You are running at a very good clip.
I'm really glad I changed dice.
Me too.
So you begin hauling ass towards where the rest of the party is.
So glad to know after that whole conversation that Skamos and Mudpack had that the other 4 of us are the ones who are in danger. In the danger zone. We are. That is us.
It does appear that way. It sure does feel that way.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just kind of.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan level twist, really.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
No. I was telling Paul.
Okay.
That he was rude.
Yeah,
Paul, you were the one who's rude.
I'll accept that.
It's fine.
Okay. Ariel.
Oh.
I'm going to give you one last perception check.
Oh.
No pressure.
Okay. I feel like I should pick a different die. All
With
right.
your gut.
Oh, go. Oh. I have really bad perception. Like, I wish I was playing Dethona right now. Okay.
Right.
All right. All right. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Motherfucker. I got an 8.
Okay.
Darn it.
You are the only one with enough awareness to even have a good idea of what happens next. You don't hear the door lock, and you don't hear the footsteps that come up behind you. But you do feel the sudden muffling as a burlap bag is washed over your face and cinched. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
No, it's good. That's a good stop. That's a good
I
stop.
am going to cry right now. I'm not getting kidnapped. I'm getting kidnapped. We're all getting kidnapped.
Hold the cat. Hold the cat.
Emotional support cat.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I'll be there in a
And
few.
here I was thinking that as long as I didn't go to the scary inn, I would be fine. It'd be fine.
Nah. The safest place is crime,
No,
Hassan.
stop
You gotta
it.
know
No.
that.
No.
where it's
You will
been.
Corrupting him.
You will never win.
So,
They're weirdly the most honest people there are.
what will happen with our party? Will Crickstump come in time to save them? Thank you so much to our players for this week. Thank you, players. It's
Thank
been a
you,
wonderful
DM.
session. Let me cut back to this. If you want to find out what happens to our party, you're going to have to tune in next week to the Adventurers Guild.